Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Epic Center here in Fort Collins, side of the 5A State Swimming and Diving Championships, second of 2 days here. So we will crown 12 individual state champions in the swimming events, and also, of course, the individual diving championships as well. Diving prelims were held earlier this morning. The top 16 divers have qualified for the finals here this afternoon. They will be our 5th event of the night. We will pick things up here with our first event, which is the 200-yard medley relay. It'll be followed by the 200-yard freestyle, then the 200-yard intermediate, and of course then the 50-yard freestyle, and then we will move into the diving championships, and after that we have 7 more events for swimming. And again, we will have 2 races in every class here. As for every race, we will have a consolation final, and then we will have a championship final. The consolation finals features the qualifiers who finish 9th through 16th in the preliminaries from Friday evening, and then of course the championship will be your top 8 qualifiers, and the winner of that race will be crowned the state champion. You see the swimmers heading out. They are ready for the 200-yard medley relay, and this again is the consolation finals. And to refresh, on the top side of your screen is lane 2. Working closest to you is lane 9. Up in lane 2 is Cherokee Trail. Liberty is in lane 3, Boulder's in lane 4, Arapahoe in lane 5, Littleton will take part in lane 6, Heritage in lane 7, District 51, which is the Grand Junction area, is in lane 8, and again right closest to you, again in lane 9, is Fort Collins. Again, this is the consolation final of the 200-yard medley relay. So we will have 4 swimmers, of course. They will each be doing a different stroke. This is your backstroke to get things started. And they will simply be up once and down again, as we have a 25-yard pool here. So up and down for 50, and then they will touch, and your second swimmer will jump into the pool. Again, this is the consolation final. The state final race is next. Lane 7 gets the start here. That is Heritage. They have the lead at 24:66. And next in line is lane 6 at 25:41. That is Littleton. So now we have the breaststroke. And as we'll see who hits the wall first here. We have lane 7 still continuing to lead at 53:73. That is Heritage. Next in line at 54:39 is in lane 5, Arapahoe. So Heritage 1, Arapahoe 2 here early on, halfway through this 200-yard medley relay. Have the butterfly here, of course. The final leg will be your freestyle. And again, lane 7 is still with your lead. That is 1:17.73 is Heritage. So the final leg, everybody is in the pool. We'll see if Heritage can hold on to the lead and win the consolation title. Again, right next we will have your championship, your state championship race. We're coming in on the stretch run here. It's a close one between lane 5 and lane 7. We'll see who touches first. And we get lane 5 at 1:39.91. That is Arapahoe. So Arapahoe is your consolation winner at 1:39.91. Jeremy Weathers, our cameraman, he'll go up there on the scoreboard. And again, to recap, your first number that you see there, it says 2. That's your lane assignment. The place next to it is 7 in the time all the way, and you have 2 columns of racers. As you can see, lane 5 was your winner. Lane 7 was your runner-up, Heritage, and number 3 is lane 4, which is Boulder. So those are your top 3 here as far as your consolation finals are concerned in the 200-yard medley relay. The music you hear signifies the march in for our swimmers on the far side of the pool there. They'll come across and then swing behind us here and then make their way out. That is the state championship competitors for the 200-yard medley relay. As you can see them, they're coming in behind us here, and then they'll swing out to their respective lane assignments. In your lanes here, you will have Fossil Ridge working out right now. They're in lane 2. Chatfield will be in lane 3. Loveland is in lane 4. Cherry Creek in the middle of the pool with the top qualifying time of 1:32.86. and that was a new state record set last night. So the Cherry Creek team set a record in the preliminaries of 132.86. They'll be in lane 5 as the favorites. Lane 6 is Regis. Lane 7 will be Highlands Ranch. Lane 8 is Lewis Palmer, and lane 9 will be Fairview. Again, this is your state championship race, 200-yard medley relay. Cherry Creek again. The foursome of Turner, Ballin, Barron, and Matern set a record in this event last night, a state record at 132.86. Their qualifying time about 1.7 seconds better than the second place qualifier, Regis. Again, those two are in lanes 5 and 6. So again, we'll get the first leg into the pool here to get things started with the backstroke. And first again, they are announcing the lane assignments. And Fairview again is closest to us here in lane 9. On the top side of your screen is Fossil Ridge up there in lane 2. Again, Arapahoe won the consolation crown with a time of 1:39.91. So our first leg here is into the pool, and Cherry Creek is the lane to watch here because Daryl Turner is their lead man here in this race. He set 2 individual records yesterday. We will be quiet at the start of each race because they ask the crowd to shut it down, if you will, so the swimmers and competitors can hear the guns to get things started. So again, the first leg of 4 of this 200-yard medley relay state championship race for Class 5A boys. Lane 5, as expected, will lead to the first leg. That is Cherry Creek with a time of 22.50. I did not catch the number 2 team, 23.98. That is Regis in the second spot at 23.98, about 1.4 seconds back. Cherry Creek continues to lead here at the halfway point in lane 5. Looks like lane 4 is going to be second. Lane 4 with a time of 50.09 is Loveland. Creek led that at 48.35, so they have a 1.7 second lead midway through this 200-yard medley relay. Cherry Creek again will continue to lead. 5, and then lane 6 will be 2. This time is 1:11.18 for Creek, 1:12.31 for Regis, so the Raiders gained a little bit of ground there in that third leg. Now the freestyle. I believe this is Matern in the pool for Cherry Creek, and he'll lead the Bruins home to a state championship here. Let's see if they beat their record from last night. Creek is first, Regis second, and then it looks like Loveland will be third. The time of 1:32.07 is a new state record. So the Bruins set a record last night of 1:32.86. They top it today unofficially at 1:32.07. Regis in second place, as you see in the top of the second column there, with a time of 1:33.08. Lane 4, Loveland in third at 1:35.09. So Cherry Creek, Regis, and Loveland go 1, 2, 3 in the 200-yard medley relay. So your state champion there, Cherry Creek, again set a record last night in this event. Top it today at 1:32.07. Again, you're watching coverage on CHSAA TV. Live coverage here. The 4A swimming event at the VMAC down in Thornton, also online. Same website at CHSAA TV. We'll have these events also up for you on demand after the fact. Once the event is done tonight, you can also watch them on CHSAA.tv as well. State track also competing today. Pretty much all of baseball except Class 3A has been canceled due to the rainy weather across the state. And of course we have boys lacrosse championships still set for tonight there at Invesco Field at Mile High. Let's move on to event number 2 here. Again, 5A state swimming championships just underway. Cherry Creek, your champion in the 200-yard medley relay. We move to the 200-yard freestyle. Again, waiting for the competitors to head out here for the consolation finals. Maybe they might do the awards. I think they're going to do the awards here first. Okay, so they're announcing the results here of the 200-yard medley relay, and we should be getting them momentarily as well, so we can kind of follow along. We do know Cherry Creek was 1, Regis 2, and Loveland 3 as far as the top 3. Can also tell you that Highlands Ranch finished 4th, and Chatfield was 5. Then your 6th place team was from lane 3. Whoops, that is Chatfield. Lane 5, or Fossil Ridge in lane 2 was 5. So again, Cherry Creek 1, Regis 2, Loveland 3, Highlands Ranch 4, Fossil Ridge 5, Chatfield 6. Your top 6 teams there as far as the 200-yard medley relay is concerned. They are doing the awards on the far side. Get Jeremy to shoot over there. Let's bring that down so we can see the awards ceremonies as they will honor the top. Not sure if we're going to get, we got official totals last night. Hopefully we'll get them tonight because it's difficult for us to hear the PA. We'd like to follow team scores as well. In 6th place there is Chatfield. So again, we're awarding the medals here right after the event of the 200-yard medley relay. Fossil Ridge, again, your 5th place team. Sabercats here right next door in Fort Collins. They are your 5th place team. Next on the podium will be Highlands Ranch. Falcons finished 4th. So here we go. Highlands Ranch consists of Andrew Parker, Lucas Karasik, Nathan Mueller, and David Frazier. Loveland is your 3rd place winners. Ryan Ball, Nick Hatanaka, Pat Jones, and Travis Davis, the 4 competitors for the Indians. And their time was good enough to qualify for All-American status, as were the top 2. Regis, again, the number 2 team here in the 200-yard medley relay. Hennessy Stewart, Andrew Hanna, Clark Smith, and Eric Biernot, your 4 swimmers for the Raiders. So as you just heard, hopefully Cherry Creek, again, your champion with a new state record time of 1:32.07. Daryl Turner was the lead leg, followed by Zach Ballin and Andrew Berend. And John Mattern was the final leg there for the Bruins as they take home the first state medals here from the 5A state championships in Class 5A. And you see all the swimmers up on the podium there. So now we will move over to the 200-yard freestyle. And again, this is the consolation final. We start at the top of your screen in lane 2. You will have Alex Walton of Fairview. Teammate Tim Soderlund of Fairview will be in lane 3. Chris Dawson of Regis is the swimmer in lane 4. Zach Suter, another Regis Raider, is in lane 5. Jeffrey Longhurst of Boulder is in lane 6. Wyatt Orman of Cherry Creek is in lane 7. Tristan Mosby of Grandview in lane 8, and Sam Kaufman, again closest to you on the screen. He is from Cherry Creek. And again, we'll be quiet for the start. Consolation championship here. The winner basically 9th fastest time at the state meet. And again, 200-yard freestyle. So that'll be 8 lengths of the pool, or 4 trips down and back. And we'll try to catch your times here through each venture to the start-finish line. And as you can see there, it is very close. Looks like lane 7 and lane 4 actually tied. Well, lane 3 hit first at 23.88. That is Chris Dawson. And again, lane 4 and 7, Wyatt Orman. and Dawson. Actually, Soderlund of Fairview was the leader. Dawson and Orman of Regis and Cherry Creek a very close second. And here is the midway point. And again, we are extremely close. Looks like lane 5 hit first at 50.27. That is Zach Suter out of Regis. Lane 7 is Wyatt Orman of Cherry Creek. He is currently in second, followed closely by Tristan Mosby of Grandview. Again, they put the split times up on the board, but they don't put the placing, so keep those in mind as we state the results as far as these leg times, because we're doing the math quickly here. And again, lane 5 continues to lead at 1:17.45. That is Zach Suter. Suter, of course, from Regis. And then lane 4 is in the 2 spot. That is Chris Dawson, also of Regis, at 1:17.73. So this is your last leg here. We will get your winner here at the end of the start-finish line here. And again, it is a very close race, but it looks like lane 4 is going to pull out the win, and he does. So Chris Dawson of Regis is your winner of the consolation championship of the 200-yard freestyle. You see on the board lane 4, his time of 1:45.07. In second place, lane 9, Sam Kaufman of Cherry Creek at 1:45.40. And in third place, lane 5 at 1:45.53 is Zach Suter. Again, that is your consolation final here of the 200-yard freestyle. And the march-in has begun as we get the competitors swinging around for the 200-yard freestyle championship race. We also will get some team scores handed our way here as we work our way through the events. Regis is your state champion for 17 of the last 18 years. And they are the favorites again to grab the team trophy here. We've already had one state record broken. That was moments ago, Cherry Creek High School in the 200-yard medley relay. Here, though, are the competitors for the 200-yard freestyle. Lane 2, top of your screen, Cooper Bowen of Loveland. Lane 3, Jack Jenner of Castleview. Lane 4 is Carter Griffin of Ponderosa. Lane 5 with the top qualifying time of 1:41.70 is Tyler Hicks of Poudre. Nathan Mueller of Highlands Ranch next to him in lane 6. Kyle Henschel of Arapahoe is in lane 7. Andrew Torres of Ralston Valley is in lane 8. And again, closest to you on the screen here, Hunter Baines, a sophomore from Lewis Palmer, will compete in lane 9. Again, Hicks is your top qualifier at 1:41.70. Nathan Mueller in lane 6, your second qualifying best time of 1:42.49. And in lane 4, Carter Griffin of Ponderosa, your third best qualifying time of 1:42.75. So about a second separates third from first as we get set for the championship race of the 200-yard freestyle. And again, 4 trips up and down, 8 laps total for the 200-yard freestyle to crown a state champion here of our second event of the 5A State Swimming Championships. Up next, we'll have the 200-yard intermediate. Or I should say individual medley. 25.43 is your best time at that turn. Tyler Hicks in lane 5, the senior out of Poudre. A slight edge there. Again, he had the best qualifying time by about half a second. A little bit more than that, almost 0.8 over Nathan Mueller in lane 6. So Hicks is the favorite, as you would guess, in lane 5. And he's starting to stretch it out a little bit. Hicks will have a nice little lead here as he hits the tape there at 48.38. Swimmers in lane 4 and 7 are next in line. Check that. Lane 6 has a time of 49.48. That is Nathan Mueller of Highlands Ranch. 2 other swimmers just 0.02 of a second behind your second place swimmer. This is your third leg here. Hicks again with a comfortable lead, all a full body length, so he will try to take it home here at 1:13.97. 1:15.32 is our next best time. That is in lane 4, Carter Griffin of Ponderosa. So Hicks makes his final turn and he'll stretch for the finish. Looks like lane 4, Carter Griffin has gained some ground on Hicks. Will he have enough? This is going to be tight. A good final leg for Hicks. He may pull this out, and he did. Or check that, Carter Griffin pulled it out in lane 4 at 140.92. So Hicks led for 3.5 legs, and Griffin made a nice kick to the end. The junior from Ponderosa is your state champion in lane 4 there with a time of 140.92. Tyler Hicks again of Poudre, second place at 141.11. In third place, lane 6, Nathan Mueller, Highlands Ranch at 142.49. So again, the middle of the pool going 1, 2, 3 as you see on your board. Again, first column of numbers is the lane assignment. Right next to it is their finish and then of course their time. And you have 2 sets of 3 numbers in the different columns representing the lanes 2 through 9. Jeremy Weathers on camera today. Lexi Schaefer running graphics. I'm Kevin Schaefer, trying to keep up with all the events. That was the 200-yard freestyle, and your state champ again, Carter Griffin of Ponderosa High School, a junior with a time of 141.11. So the swimmers now out of the pool, and they'll walk over to the podium as we will have awards being handed out there underneath the CHSAA banner where it says state championships. Let's go ahead and give you the individual results here. 200-yard freestyle, Carter Griffin, combined program at Ponderosa, Chaparral, Legend, and Elizabeth with a time of 140.92. He is your state champion. Tyler Hicks of Poudre is your second place swimmer at 141.11. Nathan Mueller of Highlands Ranch in third at 141.79. And Andrew Torres in fourth place from Ralston Valley at 142 flat. Your other top finishers, Kyle Hinchell in fifth. He's from Arapahoe. Jack Jenner of Castleview, Douglas County in sixth. Cooper Bowen of Loveland in seventh. And Hunter Baines of Lewis Palmer is in eighth place. And Jenner is stepping to the podium there on the far side of the pool. Again, the junior in sixth place. Let's go ahead and run down team scores here through the first 2 events. Cherry Creek has the lead with 52 points. Regis is in second with 49. Highlands Ranch third on the team totals with 46. Loveland in fourth at 44. Lewis Palmer in fifth with 35. Arapahoe is in sixth with 32. Fossil Ridge in seventh. The Sabercats have 28 points. Chatfield is your eighth place team through 2 events with 26. Fairview in eighth, tied for eighth with 26. And in 10th place, the combined program of Ponderosa, Chaparral, Legend, and Elizabeth. They have 20 points as a team. Now, if you win an event, that is 20 points for the team. Second place garners 17, third place 16, fourth place 15, fifth place 14, and sixth place represents 13 points. And it basically works all the way down by 1 point, all the way down to a 16th place finish. You still earn 1 point for your team. So again, Creek with 52 points, Regis with 49, 1-2 in the team race, and Highlands Ranch in third position at 46. And there they're awarding the state championship medal at the 200-yard freestyle to Carter Griffin. Again, the junior from Ponderosa with a time of 140.92. And again, Tyler Hicks of Poudre second, Nathan Mueller of Highlands Ranch in third. So 2 events are down here at the 5A State Swimming and Diving Championships. Next up will be the 200-yard individual medley. Competitors heading out. Lane 2, again, top of your screen is Haydenburg of Pomona. This is the consolation final. Haydenburg of Pomona in Heat 2. Heat 3, or Lane 3 rather, Craig Odell from Lakewood. Lane 4, Josh Schechter from Arapahoe. David Frazier in lane 5. He's from Highlands Ranch. Jesse Ireland of Heritage in lane 6. Ethan McNally of Loveland in lane 7. In lane 8 is Jake Markham of Cherry Creek. And in lane 9, again closest to you on your screen, is Bruce Nierheim of Regis. This is the consolation final. The winner will finish in 9th place in the state. Top qualifying time of this bunch in lane 5, David Frazier of Highlands Ranch at 1:56.47. Again, your top qualifier in each race today will be in lane 5. Your second best qualifier will be in lane 6. Your third top qualifier, it will be in lane 4. And again, swimmers into the pool for this consolation final. Your state record in this event belonging to Jared Markham. He set it just 1 year ago at 1:46.74. Swimmers have to reach a time of 1:53.09 to be declared All-American status. As we hit it here, the first one, we have lane 5 hits it first at 24:54. That is David Frazier of Highlands Ranch. That, of course, was the freestyle. Here we're in the backstroke. Again, this is the individual medley, so they do all 4 strokes. One trip up and down the pool for a total of 200 yards. David Frazier again led the way through the first leg. A little bit tighter race as we come to the start-finish here of the backstroke. Time of 53.74. Next to us here in lane 8 goes to Jake Markham of Cherry Creek. He has the lead over David Frazier at 54.11 in lane 5. 54.56 in lane 4 belongs to Josh Schechter of Arapahoe. He is your third place swimmer at the halfway point following your backstroke. Again, as they come to the finish here, lane 3 with your best time at 1:29. Oh, check that, lane 7 at 1:29.07. So Ethan McNally of Loveland. This will be your final leg. I said it was a freestyle early. This is actually the freestyle. It's your last event here of the medley relay. And lane 7 with the win. That is correct. Lane 7 followed by lane 8 and lane 5. So lane 7, Ethan McNally of Loveland. He gets the win in the consolation final. As you see on your screen there, lane 7 with a time of 1:56.31. So Ethan McNally is your winner in the consolation finals. He's followed by Jake Markham in lane 8 of Cherry Creek at 1:56.68. And your third place swimmer in this event, David Frazier of Highlands Ranch in lane 5 at 1:56.88. Again, that is the consolation final of the 200-yard individual medley relay, or individual medley, I should say. And again, you hear the music. When you hear that, that always signifies we're getting the championship contenders marching into the pool. And they are getting set, as you can see on your screen there, for the championship final of the 200 IMs. Again, your state record in this event set 1 year ago, 1:46.74. Jared Markham with that. And as far as qualifying in the prelims, no one really came within 5 seconds. Your top qualifier is Nolan Tassone from Pomona. He's in lane 5, of course. Let's go top to bottom. Out in lane 2, Nick Hatanaka from Loveland, a junior. Lane 3, Alex Tooley, a senior from Fossil Ridge. In lane 4, Ian Clark, a senior from Rampart. In lane 5, Nolan Tassone of Pomona, again with a time of 1:51.01. That's 5 seconds off a state record pace, but it's also 3 seconds better than his next qualifier, which is Hennessy Stewart in lane 6. He's with Regis with a prelim time of 1:54.05. In lane 7 is Reed Matthews of Denver East. Lane 8, Pat Jones of Loveland. Lane 9, Tim Smith of Regis. Again, lane 9 closest to you. Lane 2 farthest from you on your screen. Again, in the middle of the pool, lane 5, Nolan Tassone of Pomona had the best prelim time of 1:51.01. The next best time, 1:54.05. So that's 3 seconds behind for Hennessy Stewart of Regis. So based on that alone, this race is Nolan Tassone's to lose. And again, we will be quiet as they start the race here directly in front of us. Swimmers are into the pool. Again, same as we just saw. And again, down and back. This is the butterfly, of course, to lead things off. And again, we'll come and then they'll switch. And again, lane 5 has your best time at 24:49. Correction, lane 7 with the lead. That's Reed Matthews of Denver East with a time of 24:41, 0.08 of a second better than the favorite Nolan Tassone of Pomona in lane 5. Backstroke here, Tassone is stretching it out a little bit. Again, middle of the pool. Again, his preliminary time was 3 seconds better than any other swimmer in this pool. He makes the turn with a comfortable lead here after the backstroke, a time of 50.55. Your next best time at 52.77. And that belongs to Hennessy Stewart next to him for Regis. So now we have the breaststroke. And Tassone again will pop out well ahead of all the other swimmers. He's in lane 5, and boy, he has just opened up a huge lead here. And he will bring it home with the freestyle here in the 4th and final leg. Let's see who finishes second here in this leg. It looks like lane 7 up lane 8 at 1:27.15. Correction, 1:26.75 in lane 3, but he's 4 seconds behind Tassone. In lane 3, that's Alex Tooley of Fossil Ridge. So Nolan Tassone will bring it home. Let's see if he can come close to the state record time. He didn't in prelims, but he will finish easily here with the championship at 1:49.84. And a close finish for spots 2 through 5. Let's try to sort it out there. Lane 3 finished in second. So Nolan Tassone is your state champion with a time of 1:49.84. In second place, we go to lane 3, and Alex Tooley. He had a time of 1:53.33. And your third place swimmer in the state championship race is in lane 8. That is Pat Jones of Loveland at 1:53.59. So Tassone finishes first, Tooley of Fossil Ridge in second. And again, Jones in lane 8 is your third place swimmer. He is from Loveland. That is the 200-yard individual medley relay. Nolan Tassone actually bettered his prelim time by about 1.3 seconds, but still well off the state record pace set a year ago. He was shy of that by about 3 seconds, but still a great race for Nolan Tassone of Pomona. He is your state champion of the 200-yard individual medley. So 3 events are down here of 12. Next up will be the 50-yard freestyle. Then we will move into the 1-meter diving competition, where we will have 16 divers, each competing in 3 dives. So we're waiting for the official results, but Tassone again was first, followed by Tooley of Fossil Ridge in second. Jones of Loveland was in 8th place. In 4th place was in lane 4. That is Ian Clark of Rampart. Your 5th place swimmer was in lane 2. That's Nick Hatanaka of Loveland. And again, they're awarding the trophy, or the medals rather, the far side of the pool. They do that after every event. And these are the awards, and not sure what place they are. Missed the PA. We'll try to follow it as we go along here. Tim Smith of Regis is your 6th place swimmer. He is from Regis. 5th place again will be Nick Hatanaka of Loveland. Will be coming for his medal, I believe. There he is, already has the shirt on. In 4th place is Ian Clark of Rampart, now getting his medal there. Pat Jones next on the podium. He's your third place swimmer from Loveland. That's quite a bit of these guys. They finish swimming, then they get right on the podium there. Second place is Alex Tooley of Fossil Ridge. Gets the silver medal, if you will, and the gold medal will go to Nolan Tassone of Pomona with a time of 1:49.84. And again, that is an All-American time of 1:49.84. So Nolan Tassone, your champ from Pomona. Alex Tooley of Fossil Ridge, second place. Pat Jones of Loveland in third. Ian Clark of Rampart in fourth. Team totals after that event through 3. Loveland has moved into first place. They have 83 points. Regis second with 75. Cherry Creek in third now with 59. Highlands Ranch in fourth with team points of 52. Fifth place team is Fossil Ridge at 45. Arapahoe in sixth at 36. Lewis Palmer a point back in seventh with 35 points. Chatfield in eighth place with 26. Fairview also tied for eighth with 26, and Pomona rounds out your top 10 at 23. Let's quickly move to the 50-yard freestyle. This is once up and down. This is your consolation final. In lane 2, Mason Sedlasic of Greeley West. Lane 3, Stephen Holliday of Smoky Hill. John Mattern of Cherry Creek in lane 4. J.P. Beach of Castleview in lane 5. In lane 6, Christian Feeler of Boulder. In lane 7, Grayson Magruder of Regis. Aaron Avery of Arapahoe is in lane 8. And another warrior is in lane 9 from Arapahoe, Mitchell Carley, a senior. Again, lane 9 closest to you, lanes 2 farthest from you on your screen. And again, this is the consolation final of the 50-yard free. So this is once up the pool and back, and that is your race. This is one of the more exciting events. It is your sprint of swimming. This is for your consolation crown. J.P. Beach in the middle of the pool in lane 5 had your top qualifying time of this bunch at 21:82, but right behind him about 1/10 of a second, Christian Filer of Boulder. So it should be a pretty good race, but again, just once up and once down. And so they'll come to the start finish, and this will be your race. And there is your finish, and as expected in lane 5, J.P. Beach of Castleview is your consolation champion with a time of 21:41. So he is your winner. And as we move to the board, in lane 6 is your second place swimmer, Christian Feeler, with a time of 21.90. In third place from lane 4 is John Mattern of Cherry Creek at 22.22. So J.P. Beach, your consolation finalist winner. Christian Filer of Boulder and John Mattern of Cherry Creek next in line. We'll move to the other side of the pool there as you see the swimmers starting to march in. These are your competitors in the 50-yard freestyle championship. Logan Legacy of Arapahoe is the first man in the line. He will be up in lane 2. He's followed by Andrew Barron of Cherry Creek in lane 3. Joey Hinton of Heritage will be in lane 4. Bryce Carter of Chatfield will be in lane 5. Ben Fry of Regis will be in lane 6. Eric Biernot of Regis will be in lane 7. Miles McKenzie of Fairview in lane 8. Phil Mathis of Littleton in lane 9. This should be a dandy race. Your top qualifier, Bryce Carter, at 21:04, his prelim time. Ben Fry of Regis, 21:06, is next qualifier. So those two were separated by just 2/100ths of a second in the prelims last night. Your state record is 20.16, set by Josh Delcor back in 1990, but your 5A record is 20.96 by Nick Kaluk in 2001. We have an outside shot to get this. These guys are about 15/100ths of a second behind state record pace. That doesn't sound like a lot, but this is a very short race, so we'll see what happens. But Bryce Carter in lane 5 from Chatfield is your top qualifier at 21:04. In lane 6, Ben Fry of Regis at 21:06. And then it drops off to Joey Hinton at Heritage at 21:26. So again, those three separated by basically 2/10 of a second. And the swimmers are being announced to the crowd here on hand. by our PA announcer. Good crowd on hand as well today. They're watching it if they can at home on CHSAA TV. And here's the start of the 50-yard free championship final. Into the pool quickly. And again, one sprint down, one sprint back on the freestyle. Middle of the pool is where you want to watch. Bryce Carter of Chatfield in lane 5. Ben Fry in lane 6. He's from Regis. Joey Hinton of Heritage is in lane 4. So here we go. This is it. They'll hit the start-finish line and we'll crown a state champion. And boy, that's going to be just a matter of a touch. Let's go to lane 6. Ben Fry of Regis. He's your state champion at 21.17. 50-yard freestyle. Lane 4. Joey Hinton of Heritage is your second place swimmer at 21.31. And in lane 5, Bryce Carter of Chatfield is your third place swimmer at 21.40. So Ben Fry of Regis, your state champion with a time of 21.17 in the 50-yard freestyle. Basically beat it on a touch over Joey Hinton of Heritage at 21.31. Bryce Carter of Chatfield was in the middle of the pool in lane 5. He finished third at 21.40. Fourth place was in lane 2. That's Logan Legacy of Arapahoe. Fifth place was Andrew Barron of Cherry Creek. And in lane 7, Eric Biernot of Regis was your sixth place winner. So again, that is your 50-yard freestyle state championship race. It goes to Ben Fry of Regis. So we'll take a break from swimming here. We'll award the medals for this 50-yard freestyle event. We'll get updated team totals. And then we'll move into the diving championships. We'll have 16 divers there. They will each have 3 dives. And they will move back and forth from the 2 respective springboards. And they have told us we'll move through this extremely quickly. At diving prelims earlier today, and we'll work on the times and the finishers here in just a few moments. But again, first they're going to award the medals for the top finishers of the 50-yard freestyle. Again, your state champion, Ben Fry of Regis. Other state champions we've had today, just a moment ago in the 200-yard individual medley, Nolan Tassone of Pomona with a time of 1:49.84. In the 200-yard freestyle, Carter Griffin of Ponderosa, Chaparral Legend, and Elizabeth. He won the state championship with a time of 1:40.92. And then our first event of the day was the 200-yard medley relay. It went to Cherry Creek in state record time of 1:32.07. Those competitors, Daryl Turner, Zach Ballin, Andrew Barron, and John Mattern competing for Cherry Creek there. So we have our official results here of the 50-yard freestyle. Again, Ben Fry of Regis, your state champ, with a time of 21.17, and that will be considered for All-American status. But they've awarded, I believe, Eric Biernot, your sixth place finisher. He's from Regis. In fifth place, stepping onto the podium there, Andrew Barron of Cherry Creek. Up next will be Logan Legacy. He is from Arapahoe. He finished fourth with a time of 21.41. Your third place swimmer next on the podium will be Bryce Carter. He is from Chatfield with a time of 21.40. Joey Hinton of Heritage will be your silver medalist. He had a time of 21.31. And your state champion on the podium last, of course, will be Ben Fry of Regis with a time of 21.17. And there is Ben Fry coming into your screen. He's your state champ. Let's give you team totals here. Regis has taken over the lead. They have 112 points through 4 events. Loveland in second at 83. Cherry Creek in third with 79. Arapahoe fourth at 56. Highlands Ranch fifth with 52. Fossil Ridge in sixth with 45. Chatfield in seventh with 42. Eighth place team is Fairview. They have 38 points. Lewis Palmer in ninth with 35. Heritage has 10. Or is in 10th. They have 32 points to round out the top 10. So Regis 112. Loveland next in line at 83. I believe we'll march out our divers. I believe that's our divers coming in over there. And while they walk in and get set, again, we'll have 16 diving finalists. They will each perform 3 dives. And those numbers, those scores I should say, will be added to the scores from earlier today to determine our champion. Our top qualifier was Kyle Goodwin. He's just a freshman out of Regis, but he amassed 396.20 points in the preliminaries. In second was Andrew Hall, the senior from Denver East, with 352.6 points, so a gap of about 44 points from first to second. Third place with Matt Mauser of Regis, the sophomore, 348.5 points. In fourth place, Alan LeBlanc of Arapahoe, just a freshman, at 322.5 points. And rounding out your top 5 is Dion Ayala. He's a senior from right here in Fort Collins with 297.8 points. He again finishing out the top 5, but we have 16 divers, and they will each perform 3 dives. They will be scored, of course. And then, of course, we'll crown a state champion. So first up will be Matt Mauser. He is from Regis. And again, he will start in third place. He'll be followed by Trent Kinball of Stanley Lake, and then Jamie Corona of Overland, Alan LeBlanc of Arapahoe, and Jordan Purdom of Lewis Palmer will be our first 5 divers. We may not be able to see from our announcer booth here this first board, so we'll have to kind of go off screen here. Jeremy Weathers up top has a better view of the boards than we do. And here comes Matt Mauser here. These are just warm-ups, obviously, so we'll wait a little bit here. We thought we would go right into it here. Yeah, these guys are just warming up to get a feel for the board again. So I tell you what, we'll go to our billboard here while they warm up, and we'll just kind of focus the camera on the 2 boards and watch the individuals warm up. And then we'll get the PA, of course, to get us ready to start the diving competitions. We have 4 swimming events in. We'll go through the diving championships, and then we'll pick it up with the 100-yard butterfly. So as the divers warm up, we will take a break here as far as the announcing, but we'll see it on screen there as you do now on CHSAA.tv. You can also check out 4A state swimming from Thornton on CHSAA TV. State track championships for all classes going on down at Jeffco Stadium. It's also available on CHSAA.tv. And later on tonight, the boys lacrosse championship from Invesco Field at Mile High. I should say Sports Authority Field now. We got to change that. Sports Authority Field at Mile High later on tonight. I believe a 7:30 start for that event. So again, we'll wait till the divers get ready to compete, and then we'll rejoin you here on CHSAA.tv. And we're about ready for the start of the men's 1 meter diving championship here, Class 5A at the Epic Center in Fort Collins. And in a lot of diving competitions here, it's going to be extremely quiet, so we're not going to say a whole bunch other than maybe announcing the diver and his scores. Matt Mauser, the sophomore from Regis, is first up. Mauser had a score of 348.5 points, which put him in third place through the preliminary round. And he gets scores of 8, 6-5, 8, 8-5, 8, 7-5, and 7-5. Again, they throw out the high-low and combine the rest. So that is Matt Mauser of Regis, the first of 16. Trent Kinval of Stanley Lake was your diver there, as you saw. He had a total of 285.35 points in the morning session. And his scores on the board: 6-5, 7-0, 7-0, 5-5, 7-0, 7-0, 7-0. Jamie Corona of Overland up next. Spinning dive there for Corona. He is a senior from Overland, 279.45 points. Next diver will be on the far board, it looks like. That will be Alan LeBlanc of Arapahoe. Score of 40.50 there for Jamie Corona. We'll just give you the totals. Alan LeBlanc of Arapahoe on the far end here, our next diver. Inward somersault there. LeBlanc was our fourth place diver, a freshman out of Arapahoe through the morning session, 322.5 points through his preliminary dives. His score is 51.60. 51.60. Next up, Jordan Purdom of Lewis Palmer. Purdom is a junior from Lewis Palmer. His preliminary total of 264.70. His score, 32.20 on that dive. Next up, Christopher Clayton, a junior from Regis. His total, 292.80 through the morning round. That again, Christopher Clayton of Regis. 292.80 through his morning session. His score there, 30.45. Next up, Dion Ayala from Fort Collins. Ayala from Fort Collins, our fifth place diver starting the day. Ayala again in fifth place out of Fort Collins, 297.80 through the preliminary rounds. His score there, 37.80. Kyle Goodwin of Regis, a freshman next. He's our leader at 396.20. There you can see why he's your leader. Kyle Goodwin, a freshman out of Regis, again 396.20 through the preliminary round. There's a dive of 43.35, mostly 8s and 1.9 on the board individually. Marcus Perry of Lewis Palmer, a sophomore, is next. His individual total of 266 even from the morning round. Marcus Perry, again, a sophomore from Lewis Palmer, 266 even again through the prelims. 28.80 his dive there. The score. Shane Guerin, a senior from Pine Creek, next up at 261.45, his preliminary numbers from today. Get his score there. .20. This is Colton Hankins of Rocky Mountain. It's our 11th diver. His preliminary total of 261.45. Correction, his score was about 3 points better than what I mentioned, 264.65 for Hankins in the preliminary round. His dive there, 40.25. Next up, Chris Hartman, a sophomore out of Smoky Hill, in the prelims, 259.25. Hartman with a nice dive, sophomore out of Smoky Hill. 259.25 through the early morning round. 32 even his score there. Evan Hall of Denver East is our next diver. His preliminary total of 266.45. Hall again a total of 266.45 through the morning session. His first of 3 dives here in the finals gets him a score of 34.50. Eben Bartholomew, a senior from Legacy, next up on the board. His total at 250.60 this morning. Bartholomew there into the pool. He is our 14th of 16 divers. Gets a score of 23.20. Next up, Matt Jagiello, a sophomore out of Chatfield, with a score of 263.90 this morning. Jagiello nice into the pool there. 263.90 through the morning rounds. His score today there, 33.60. Our final diver of this first run through, Andrew Hull, a senior of Denver East, was our runner-up diver through the preliminaries at 352.60. So Andrew Hall finishes our first run through here of the 1 meter diving finals. Again, he was our second place diver at 352.60 this morning. Waiting for his score. And we have 7 judges here, the high-low thrown out, the rest totaled up. His score of 26.60. So now we go back to the top. Second dive for Matt Mauser from Regis. He started the finals in 3rd place at 348.50, and he jumped it up to 386.10 with his first dive. Pretty nice dive there for Mauser again. He's a sophomore out of Regis. Started this round at 386.10. 49.35 on the score there, so that's a pretty good dive for Mauser. Next up, Trent Kinval of Stanley Lake. Kinval has a total of 318.95 at this point. It's his second of 3 dives here in the final. Don't have his class, but he's listed from Stanley Lake. 318.95 to that point. He adds 49.40. Pretty solid dive there for Trent Kinval out of Stanley Lake. Jamie Corona of Overland is next. 319.95 his total at this point. Corona, our third diver of 16 here. Again, this is the second dive of the championship round. His score 37.40 on that dive. Next up, Alan LeBlanc, a freshman out of Arapahoe. LeBlanc has a total of 374.10. He started the finals in 4th place. He's a freshman. Pretty nice dive there for the youngster. 374.10 is where he started. He adds 53.75. Did draw an 8 on that dive. Mostly 7.5. Next up, Jordan Purdom of Lewis Palmer. Purdom at 296.90 starting this dive. Purdom is a junior out of Lewis Palmer. 296.90 starting that dive. Adds 31.05 his score there. Christopher Clayton, a junior from Regis, is next on the board. His total of 323.25 thus far. Clayton, a junior out of Regis. Again, his total was 323.25 to start. Adds 39 even with 6s and 6.5s across the board. Next up, Dion Ayala out of Fort Collins. He was our 5th place diver through the prelims. Ayala had 335.60 points entering that dive. Again, he started this final round in 5th place. He adds a score of 32.25 with that dive. Next up, Kyle Goodwin, a freshman out of Regis. He is our leader. Goodwin again started that round at 439.55. Again, just a freshman and a very sharp diver, as you can see. Waiting for his score, 42.55 on the dive there. Next up, Marcus Perry, a sophomore out of Lewis Palmer. His total of 294.80 going into this dive. Marcus Perry, a sophomore out of Lewis Palmer, finishing his second of 3 dives here in the final round. Nice score there of 44.85 for the sophomore. Shane Guerin of Pine Creek, a senior, is next up on the board. His total of 286.65.
Shane Garrett, dive 104B, forward 2 somersaults, height 2.2. It's fine, be your dive.
Seemed to be a little confusion there with the diver, but it was Shane Guerin, a senior out of Pine Creek. He had a total of 286.65 going into that dive. Waiting for the score. I think there was some confusion on the dive that was listed in the dive that he performed. There's his score of 28.75. Colton Hankins of Rocky Mountain is next on the board. Colton had a score combined of 304.90 going into that dive. 28.90 his score on that effort. Chris Hartman, a sophomore out of Smoky Hill, is next on the board. Hartman had a score of 291.25 going into that dive. His score there, 47.60. Next up, Evan Hull of Denver East. Evan's total was 300.95 going into that effort. Waiting on a score here. 28.5 for Evan Hull. Eben Bartholomew, a senior from Legacy, is our next competitor. His total was 273.80 going into this dive. Bartholomew, a senior from Legacy. Again, 273.80 his composite score. 39.20 his score on that dive. Matt Jagiello, a sophomore from Chatfield, is our next diver. His total was 297.50, just a sophomore. Jagiello again, his combined total of 297.50 through the preliminary round and his first finals dive. He will add to that here 39.90 on that dive. Our final competitor here in round two, Andrew Hull, a senior from Denver East. He was our runner-up diver through the preliminary rounds. He'll start here at 379.20. Difficulty, of course, there very, very high, so that'll add to the score. I think his entry was a little short, but he gets a score of 36.00. So that completes two of our three rounds here of the Men's 1 meter diving championships. Matt Mauser starting off our final round here. He started with a score of 435.45, and his score on that dive, 51.15. Next up, Trent Kinval of Stanley Lake. Again, three dives here for our competitors. This is the final round, so the third dive for these. Kinball from Stanley Lake had a combined score of 368.35 going into his final dive. His score there at 51.15. So Kinball finishes up. Our third competitor here in the final round, Jamie Corona of Overland. Corona's total so far, 357.35. Adds to it there 38.50 in his final dive of the day. Alan LeBlanc, a freshman from Arapahoe, is next on the board. His total thus far, 427.85. He'll add to it there 50.70. Jordan Purdom of Lewis Palmer is our next competitor. Purdom finishes off his competition with that dive. He started with a score of 327.95. You can see on the board there he registers 33.15 for his total. Chris Clayton, a junior out of Regis, is our next diver. Clayton finishing up his competition. He went into his final dive with a total of 362.25. 31.50 his total on that dive. Next up, Dion Ayala, a senior out of Fort Collins. Ayala started that dive at 367.85. Next up, Kyle Goodwin, our leader. He's a freshman out of Regis. $35.10 the total. Kyle Goodwin up. Goodwin probably your winner. He started that dive with a total of 482.10. 51.15 on that dive. Again, that's probably your champion there. Marcus Perry of Lewis Palmer is up next. Perry finishing up. He had a total of 339.65 going in. 51.80 his score on that dive. Shane Guerin, a senior from Pine Creek, is next up. Guerin started that dive at 315.40. Adds to it 29.90. Colton Hankins, a senior from Rocky Mountain, our next diver. Hankins' total was at 333.80. His score for that dive, 43.40. Chris Hartman, a sophomore from Smoky Hill, is next. .338.85 was the composite score for Chris Hartman going into his final dive. 39.60 his score on that dive. Evan Hall of Denver East is next, and we will have 3 competitors after Evan to wrap up the diving competition. Hall had a score of 329.45 going into his final effort. Finishes with 45.00 on that dive. Everything 6s or 6.5s. Eben Bartholomew, a senior of Legacy, is next. Bartholomew's overall score was at 313 even going into his final dive. Score there 33.60. Matt Jagiello of Chatfield is our second to last diver of the afternoon. His score is at 337.40. Jagiello's last effort of the competition. Again, he's a sophomore from Chatfield. 46.20. Andrew Hall of Denver East was our second place diver entering the finals. He has a total score of 415.20. That finishes up your diving competition. Andrew Hall of Denver East, the senior, not happy with that effort, obviously. 415.20 was his total going into that dive. Degree of difficulty will help him. Still awaiting his score, as you can see. And zeros across the board. So, not sure he completed that dive with the entry is probably what hurt him there. So if he finishes at 415.20, and that'll probably take him out of the top 5. So our diving competition is complete. And we, of course, will have results for you momentarily. But Kyle Goodwin, the freshman out of Regis, led going in, and I believe he will lead going out. So he had a very strong 3 dives there in the finals. But again, we'll get the final totals for you here momentarily. Again, we're going to take a little time out here as we finish up the diving competition, and then we will resume swimming with the 100-yard butterfly. So we'll be back with you here in a few moments on CHSAA.tv. And it seems we're a few minutes away from resuming our competition, but we do have diving results that have been passed to us as expected. Kyle Goodwin, the freshman out of Regis, is your state champion on the 1 meter diving for Class 5A. He finished with an overall score of 533.25 as he easily moved past his teammate and sophomore Matt Mauser of Regis, who was second at 486.60. So a gap of about 47 points for Kyle Goodwin over Matt Mauser. Alan LeBlanc, a freshman out of Arapahoe, was your third place medalist at 478.55. Trent Kinball out of Stanley Lake. I do not have his year in class, but he finished fourth at 419.50. Andrew Hall was your fifth place diver. He is the senior from Denver East. He finished at 415.20. Dion Ayala, a senior out of Fort Collins, was sixth. Jamie Corona, a senior from Overland, was seventh. In eighth place, Christopher Clayton of Regis. In ninth, Marcus Perry of Lewis Palmer. And rounding out the top 10, Matt Jagiello, a sophomore from Chatfield. And they are starting, I believe, they're getting close to awards there. They're going to award some diving. So we'll get the awards banquet or the podium there as they award. These are the diving competitors. I believe that's your sixth place diver, which is Dion Ayala out of Fort Collins. Well, here comes Dion Ayala, I'm sorry. Andrew Hall, the senior out of Denver East, he is our fifth place finisher. And this is the diving awards, as you can see. Next on the podium will be Trent Kenball from Stanley Lake High School. His score, 419.50. Third place diver was Alan LeBlanc, a freshman from Arapahoe, at 478.55. Your second place diver is Matt Mauser, a sophomore from Regis, at 486.60. And how much of a future do you have in this? Two of your top three are freshmen. Your other one is a sophomore. Your champion is Kyle Goodwin, a freshman out of Regis, a score of 533.25. So his first place finish will extend the first place lead for Regis in the team totals. This through 5 events. Regis with 160 points, Loveland with 83, Cherry Creek 79, Arapahoe 72 is in fourth place. In fifth, Highlands Ranch with 52, Chatfield in sixth with 49. In seventh, Lewis Palmer with 47. In eighth, Fossil Ridge with 45. In ninth, Fairview with 38. And in 10th, Heritage with 32. So now we'll pick back up here in the swimming competition. We have 7 more events to wrap up the state championships here at the Epic in Fort Collins. This is your consolation final for the 100 butterfly in lane 2. Again, to refresh, lane 2 is at the top of your screen, farthest from us. Connor Cox from Lewis Palmer. In lane 3, Spencer Paynton from Regis. In lane 4, Jake Thielen of Fossil Ridge. Josh Schechter from Arapahoe is in lane 5. Jake Markham of Cherry Creek in lane 6. John Frank in lane 7. He's from Pine Creek. In lane 8, Mitchell Bruckman, sophomore from Regis. And in lane 9, Jacob Holtzman. He is from Ponderosa. The 100-yard butterfly, 2 lengths of the pool. I should say 2 up and downs, 4 laps of the pool. And again, this is the consolation final. These are qualifiers 9 through 16 from the preliminary races that we brought you on Friday. Again, we'll be quiet here at the start. .100 butterfly. The state record is 48.23. That's also the 5A record, held by Mark Dilla back in 2017, or 2007 rather. 2007, 2007 rather. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 2007, 2007. 20 2007. At the turn, lane 5 is your leader at 24.90. That's Josh Schechter, the junior from Arapahoe. Again, this is your final leg here as they make the turn on the far wall, racing back to the start-finish line for our consolation division champion. Looks like we have a lane 6 winner. That is the case. Lane 6 is Jake Markham out of Cherry Creek, a sophomore, your consolation winner at 52.91. Lane 4 is second. That's Jake Thielen from Fossil Ridge. Lane 5 was your third place finisher. That is Josh Schechter from Arapahoe. You see the times on your screen there, 53.81 for second and narrowly behind 53.82 in third. The music again as you hear. That brings in our finalists, our state championship finalists for the 100 butterfly. Again, these are the top 8 qualifiers from the preliminary round yesterday. And the winner of this race will be crowned your state champion. Again, Max Holter, a freshman out of Fort Collins, leads our march in. He will be in lane 2. David Frazier, the senior from Highlands Ranch, is in lane 3. Reed Matthews from Denver East will be our racer in lane 4. Ryan Arata, a senior from Lewis Palmer, is in lane 5. Clark Smith, a junior from Regis, will be in lane 6. Eric Biernot, another junior from Regis, is in lane 7. In lane 8, Austin Lehman, a senior from Chatfield. And in lane 9, Wyatt Orman, he is a junior from Cherry Creek. And again, as we had through our early session, your top qualifier will be in lane 5. That's Ryan Arata, senior from Lewis Palmer, had a preliminary time of 50.42. Next to him in lane 6, Clark Smith from Regis had the second best qualifying time of 50.56. And in lane 4, Reed Matthews from Denver East was your third top qualifier, 50.86. Again, that'll be the case in every race from here on out. You'll have your top finisher from prelims in the middle of the pool in lane 5, second best qualifier in lane 6, third best qualifier in lane 4. And again, most often you will get your winner from one of those 3 lanes right in the middle of the pool. Obviously, that won't always happen, but normally that is the case. So again, here's your championship race in the 100 butterfly in Class 5A. .100 butterfly, again the state record as I just mentioned, 48.23 for Mark Dilla. All-American time of 49.93. You can get All-American consideration with a time of 50.85. Again, the middle of the pool is where we will watch. It looks like lane 6 will be your narrow leader here. 23.03 is the time for Clark Smith, the junior from Regis, at the halfway point. Ryan Arata in lane 5 next at 23.28 here, halfway through the 100 butterfly. They'll make the turn and make the stretch drive to the finish line. And it looks like Smith will hold on for your win here and be your state champion. Clark Smith, 48.73 in lane 6, the junior from Regis. He is your state champion of the 100 butterfly. In second place, lane 5, Ryan Arata, the senior from Lewis Palmer, at 49.68. Lane 3 is your third place finisher. That's David Frazier. He'll win the bronze medal at 50.31. He's a senior from Highlands Ranch. So again, these swimmers of the 100 butterfly will jump out of the pool. We'll go over to the podium for the award ceremony for this event. And then we'll get ready for the 100-yard freestyle. And we will get to watch at that time one of our featured swimmers, Daryl Turner of Cherry Creek. All he did during the preliminary round was set 2 individual records, and then earlier today he was one of the legs of another state record of our first relay of the day. It's a chance to be a 3-time gold medal winner here today. PA announcer is rolling through the team scores at this point. Again, Regis had a big lead through our first 5 events. 160 points for the Raiders. Again, heavy favorites to land another state title. They're well on their way. It's something they just kind of put on the calendar. This will be the 18th time in the last 19 years they've hoisted the team trophy here at the 5A Swimming Championships. 160 points for the Raiders. Loveland a distant second at 83. The race right now for second place. Loveland has 83. Cherry Creek in third with 79. Arapahoe in fourth with 72. So here are your award ceremonies for the 100-yard butterfly. Seventh place, Austin Lehman, the senior from Chatfield. His time at 52.64. In sixth place, Max Holter, the freshman from Fort Collins. His time at 52.08. In fifth place will be Eric Biernot, the junior from Regis. 50.94 his time. Reed Matthews from Denver East is our fourth place swimmer at 50.86. David Frazier is the third place swimmer. The senior from Highlands Ranch will get All-American consideration with his time of 50.31. Second place swimmer Ryan Arata, the senior from Lewis Palmer, again down in the Colorado Springs region. He will get All-American status. His time of 49.68. And your state champion for the 100 butterfly competition is Clark Smith, the junior from Regis. His time of 48.73 will also garner him, of course, All-American status, about a half a second off of the state record time set back in 2007. So your team totals now, Regis up to 199. Cherry Creek has taken over second place with 99 points. Loveland in third with 83. Arapahoe fourth with 78. In fifth place, Highlands Ranch. They have 68 points. Let's move to the 100-yard freestyle competition. Again, this will be our consolation final to get things started. These are the 9th through 16th qualifiers from the preliminaries on Friday night. And I believe they're just waiting for the divers to move away from the pool there on the far side, and then we'll have our entrance in the consolation finals of the 100 free. Tristan Mosby, a sophomore from Grandview, will be in lane 2. Grayson Magruder from Regis in lane 3. In lane 4, Ethan McNally from Loveland. Lane 5 swimmer is Jack Jenner, the junior from Castleview. In lane 6, Logan Legacy, a junior from Arapahoe. Lane 7, Hunter Baines, a sophomore from Lewis Palmer. Lane 8, Tim Soderlund, senior from Fairview. And in lane 9, J.P. Beach, a sophomore from Castleview. Again, as you can see, the consolation final of the 100 free. Then we'll be on to the championship final and a chance to see one of our top swimmers. Finishing off the announcers here from the swimmers from the PA. Swimmers up on the platform, and again, we'll be quiet for the start. $100 free, just like we had in the butterfly, 2 trips up and down the pool here. So we'll get you the standings, if you will, at the turn here as they come back to the start-finish line. These short races are typically very tight. Like lane 5 is going to lead us to the wall here at the halfway point. Time of 22:55 at the turn is Jack Jenner, the junior out of Castleview. Right behind him is in lane 6, 22:69, Logan Legacy. So they hit the far wall and head for the home stretch here. Final leg. Race to the start-finish line. And a close finish, but again, lane 5 is your winner on the consolation side. Jack Jenner, the junior from Castleview, with a time of 46.99. In second place will be Logan Legacy, the junior from Arapahoe, at 47.22. Your third place winner is here in lane 9, J.P. Beach, a sophomore from Castleview at 47.49. So those are your top 3 finishers in the consolation finals. Let's move to the championship race of the 100 free. And you see your competitors marching in there. Leading the way will be in lane 2. That's Miles McKenzie. He's a sophomore from Fairview. Behind him is in lane 3, Bryce Carter, the senior from Chatfield. Tyler Hicks is in lane 4, a senior from Poudre. In lane 5 is Daryl Turner. He's a junior from Cherry Creek. He set a state record in the prelims last night in this event with a time of 44.19. He broke it by about half a second. Ben Fry, the senior from Regis, is in lane 6. Kyle Henschel from Arapahoe is swimming in lane 7. In lane 8 will be Joey Hinton, the senior from Heritage. And next to us in lane 9 will be Zach Suter. He is a junior from Regis. So again, the swimmer to watch here will be Daryl Turner, middle of the pool in lane 5, a junior out of Cherry Creek. Again, set 2 state records last night. And one of them in this event is 100 free time of 44.19. Ben Fry was the next best qualifier in lane 6 at 45.31. That's 1.2 seconds behind. And I'm trying to find, the previous state record was 44.63 in this event, and Turner ran 44.19. So again, 44 hundredths of a second he broke the state record in this event last night. And again, for such a short race, almost half a second, that's a tremendous knockoff of the record. And again, we'll be quiet here for the start finish of this championship race of the 100 free. Swimmers into the pool, again up and down twice here. And Daryl Turner, the man to watch in lane 5. If anybody can challenge him, it might be Ben Fry, the senior in Regis. He's in lane 6. Tyler Hicks, the senior from Poudre, in lane 4. Again, had the third best qualifying time. But as you see, Turner already has about 3/4 of a body length's lead as he makes a quick turn there. He has a time of 20.87. Man, he is flying. Next in line is 21.75. That is Ben Fry in lane 6. But Turner again is setting a blistering pace. Again, his state record time of 44.19 could be in trouble here again today, as he will win it going away at 44.33. So he just misses his state record time, but he's easily the state champion of the 100-yard freestyle event. He looked a little disappointed. Man, his first leg was 20.67, but Daryl Turner is your winner. State champion at 44.33. Lane 6, 46.02. Ben Fry is your silver medalist, the senior from Regis. In lane 4, Tyler Hicks, the senior from Poudre, was third with a time of 46.50. So Turner, Fry, and Hicks, 1, 2, 3 in the 100-yard freestyle event. That's one of our feature attractions. That and the 50-yard free are typically very exciting races and sometimes our best chances to set state records. We had one in this event last night, and again, Daryl Turner a little bit shy of that. I thought he had a chance when he made the turn at 20.67. He flew through that first 50 yards and one going away at 44.33. Again, we will get official results here momentarily to help you walk the award winners to the podium, as we're sitting right next to the CHSAA table and they've done a tremendous job of getting us results here extremely quickly. And our coverage is on CHSAA.tv live throughout the rest of this event. Will also be available on demand after the fact. 4A state swimming going on at VMAC down in Thornton. It's also live on CHSAA.tv and again available on demand as well after the event wraps up. And again, state track is ongoing. They're wrapping up 3 huge days of races and field events there at Jeffco Stadium. It's all been on CHSAA.tv. And then later on today, we have the Boys Lacrosse Championships as well. That's at Sports Authority Field at Mile High. So in 8th place, Zach Suter, the junior from Regis, his time at 48:51. In 7th place, walking to the podium now, Miles McKenzie. He's a sophomore from Fairview, his time at 47.56. 6th place winner from Arapahoe is Kyle Hinchell. He is a junior. His qualifying time of 47.08. Joey Hinton is your 5th place winner, the senior from Heritage. His race time at 47:05. In 4th place, Chatfield senior Bryce Carter. His time of 46.68 in the 100 free. 3rd place is Tyler Hicks, a senior from Pooter. 46.50 his time. Ben Fry, a senior from Regis, is your runner-up. 46.02. That will earn him All-American consideration. He is your silver medalist here at the 100 free. And Darrell Turner, just a junior from Cherry Creek, is your state champion at 100 free. 44.33. That's easily All-American status. That beats the time needed for All-American status by over 2 seconds. Darrell Turner's time of 44.33 in the 100 freestyle gives him the state championship. Team totals after 7 events. Regis continues to pull away, 229 points. Cherry Creek now solid in 2nd at 119 points. 3rd place currently through 7 events is Arapahoe with 98 points. Loveland's in 4th with 87. Chatfield is in 5th. The Chargers have 76. Highlands Ranch in 6th place. The Falcons have 68. Lewis Palmer in 7 with 67. And Fairview is in 8th place at 55. Fossil Ridge 9th with 52. Heritage is in 10th place with 46 points. That is through 7 of 12 events. We will turn the page. We will go from fast to marathon here as we have our longest event of the day, the 500 freestyle. Again, this is the consolation final. Alex Walton, the sophomore from Fairview, in lane 2. Jason Hicks from Pooter in lane 3. Lane 4 is Cooper Bowen, the junior from Loveland. Yuhan Hong, the sophomore from Smoky Hill, in lane 5. Brandon Barocchio, a junior from Hinckley, in lane 6. In lane 7 is Pat Jones, a junior from Loveland. Freshman Sam Kaufman is from Cherry Creek. He's in lane 8. Michael Havnar in lane 9, a junior from Lewis Palmer. This is 20 laps of the pool. They will go up and down 10 times here in the consolation finals of the 500-yard freestyle. This is your consolation final 500-yard freestyle. Again, not sure if you can pick it up on our screen, but there are helpers down at the other end, at the end of each lane here at the pool, and they hold signs there. You can see them. They will shove those down in the pool for the swimmers to help them keep track of how many trips up and down the pool they have gone. They obviously had 1 there, and now they'll turn it to 3 as the swimmers go back. So we have 20 trips, 20 laps of the pool, 10 trips up and down for this 500-yard freestyle. Consolation final, these are qualifiers 9 through 16 from the preliminaries. Your best time of this bunch from Friday was Yuhan Hong in lane 5. Sophomore from Smoky Hill did this race last night with a time of 4:43.60. Brandon Barocchio from Hinckley was next. He's in lane 6 at 4:43.93. So those two were only separated by 33 hundredths of a second. And over this long of a race, obviously, that is very close. So we will come here. This is basically the 1/4 pole. And in lane 5, Yuhan Hong has the lead at 1:19.91. He has already built up almost a 3-second lead over your swimmer in lane 6. That is Brandon Barocchio. Hong, if I remember last night, jumped out to a quick lead in his heat of the preliminaries and Then his pace slowed quite a bit in the second half of the race, so let's see how he fares today. But again, he comes to the start-finish line well ahead of the field as he makes the turn at 1:48 flat. Verrocchio continues to be in second. In third is our third lane swimmer, Jason Hicks, the sophomore out of Poudre. So Hong again, first to the wall, followed by Verrocchio. And we might jump up to lane 7 here, I believe. Yep, lane 7 has moved into third. That's Pat Jones, the junior from Loveland. There at that turn, at the times we quoted, is the halfway point of this race. It's fun to watch those helpers along the end. Some get pretty aggressive at dropping that sign into the water. Others just kind of lay it down there for the swimmer to see. So again, as we typically get in this length of a race, we start to stretch out the field a little bit. Hong continues to lead this consolation final. He's in lane 5. Lane 6, Brandon Verrocchio holds on to second. Pat Jones of Loveland currently in third. And fourth off the wall, looks like lane 4, I believe. That would be Cooper Bowen, the junior from Loveland. Very tight race for second. Hong continues to have about a 2 body length lead over the rest of the field. Let's see if they can close it down. As we hit the wall here, as Hong approaches the start-finish line, this will be the 3/4 mark of the race. He hits it first. Lane 6 and 7 very tight for third. Lane 4 in fourth. So Hong continues to lead. Verrocchio and Jones battling for second and third. There's our favorite coach over there on the far side. And this is, you heard the gun go off, so this is the final lap of the pool. Hong hits the wall first. Jones of Loveland has moved into second, and he's closed the gap a little bit on Hong. So this is the last trip up and down for this 500-yard freestyle consolation championship. So now we'll turn and make a dash toward the start-finish line. Let's see if Jones can track down Hong. Hong's in lane 5, Jones in lane 7. Looks like Hong is going to be able to hold on here for the consolation final heel touch, followed by Jones, then Verrocchio. In fourth will be lane 4. That will be Cooper Bowen of Loveland. So all the swimmers have finished. Let's move up to the board so you can see the times. But Yu-Han Hong, the sophomore from Smoky Hill, he wins it with a time of 4:42.36. It's better than his time last night in the prelims. Pat Jones finishes second. He's the junior from Loveland. His time of 4:42.67. And in third place, lane 6, Brandon Verrocchio. I hope I'm saying that right. Junior from Hinckley with the time of 4:42.67. So a pretty tight race for the 500 free. Now we have our championship competitors coming up. This is the championship race of the 500-yard freestyle. Again, leading the pack in will be in lane 2. That's Hayden Berg, the junior from Pomona. Next to him in lane 3 will be Andrew Torres, senior from Ralston Valley, as you see him walking by. Andrew Parker, senior from Highlands Ranch. In lane 5, Carter Griffin, the junior from Ponderosa. In lane 6, Nathan Mueller, the sophomore from Highlands Ranch. In lane 7, Ryan Ball, the sophomore from Loveland. In lane 8, Ian Clark, senior from Rampart. And rounding out your competitors here in the championship of the 500-yard freestyle, Chris Dawson in lane 9, Regis Rader, sophomore. Again, in the middle of the pool is where we find our top prelim swimmers. And right now this shapes up to be a 2-man race between Carter Griffin, the junior from Ponderosa. He's in lane 5. Nathan Mueller's a sophomore from Highlands Ranch. He's in lane 6. They were separated by just 27 hundredths of a second in qualifying. Carter Griffin's time was 4:36 flat. Mueller right behind at 4:36.27. After that, it jumps all the way up to the 4:40 range. So those two swimmers have about almost a 4-second cushion on the rest of the field. So again, we'll focus mainly on lanes 5 and 6, it appears. Never know what happens here on the high school level, but it appears those two should pull away from the field here early on in this race. And again, we'll be a little bit quiet here for the start-finish, or the start of the race. So again, the first lap of 20 here for the 500 freestyle championship race here, Class 5A. So it looks like lane 4 or lane 9 will hit the tape first, if you will. It's lane 9 here. Right next to us, Chris Dawson, the sophomore from Regis. The first turn at 24:60. In 9 more trips up and down following that first one here. 500 yards, 25-yard pool. Still looks like we've got lane 5 and lane 9 now. Lane 9 hit it at 51.70. Actually, lane 4 next in line at 52.36. So Chris Dawson with the lead. Andrew Parker, the senior from Highlands Ranch, close second. Chris Dawson, the sophomore from Regis, holding his own here in lane 9. He's the second to slowest qualifier, if you will. Actually, he's the slowest qualifier of these 8, but he's doing quite well here. Start-finish line, we're still pretty tightly bunched. Dawson continues to lead here closest to us in lane 9, 147.95. 149.15 is next. That's in lane 4, Andrew Parker. So the lead top 2 spots did not change there through that trip up and down. Dawson continues to lead. Lane 9 very tight in the middle of the pool for that second spot. 2:16.39. He's opened up about 1.7 seconds on the field. So Dawson again, he swam at 4:42.34. That was 6.3 seconds behind our top qualifier, Carter Griffin, in lane 5, the junior from Ponderosa. Dawson continues to lead very tight, lanes 4 through 7, as you see there in the middle of the pool. Chris continues to lead, but his lead is a little bit less than it was. And as we hit the far wall and come back, we will have 3/4 of this championship final complete. So once they hit the wall right in front of us here at the start-finish line, they will have 75% of their work in here in the championship final. The winner of this race is the state champion in 2012. And boy, we have a tight race here for this long of a race. We've got 4, 5, maybe 6 swimmers with a very good chance of still winning this. Lane 9 at 3:42.42, lane 5 at 3:42.52, so 1/10 of a second separating our leader Chris Dawson from Regis over Carter Griffin of Ponderosa. We'll get ready for our gun lap here. There we go. Now lane 5 and 6. are our two leaders. As expected, they're making a charge here toward the latter stage of the race. Dawson of Regis, I think, has slipped to third. They'll hit the wall and make the turn to the start-finish line. That will be the end of the race here at the 500-yard freestyle. It is neck and neck between Carter Griffin of Ponderosa in lane 5, Nathan Mueller, the sophomore from Highlands Ranch, in lane 6, and I think Griffin out-touched him. He did. Wow, separated by 0.04 of a second. They look at each other, they shake hands and hug, and boy, that's a great competitive race to go 500 yards and be separated by 0.04 of a second. You'll see on the board, Carter Griffin, the junior from Ponderosa in lane 5 is your winner at 4:34.43. Nathan Mueller, the sophomore from Highlands Ranch, in second at 4:34.47. So again, they're separated by 0.04 of a second. In third place in lane 3, Andrew Parker, the senior from Highlands Ranch, his time at 4:38.26. Check that. That was lane 3 with the lane 3. I'm sorry. Andrew Torres will finish third, the senior from Ralston Valley, his time at 4:38.26. Boy, most of those swimmers took about 2 seconds off their time from the preliminary round last night, but your champion is Carter Griffin, the junior from Ponderosa. That was a pretty good race for 500-yard freestyle. It came down to a touch at the wall, basically. Next up will be the 200-yard freestyle relay. So that'll be a sprint again. And then it'll be off to the 100 backstroke, the 100 breaststroke, and then the 400 freestyle relay, and we'll put the state championships in the book. This has been flying by. And waiting for the results here from CHSAA, and will help you walk the individual racers up to the podium there. Just finished up the 500-yard freestyle. On deck will be the 200-yard freestyle relay. And that'll be, again, a nice sprint as you'll have 4 swimmers up and down the pool once. In 6th place, Ryan Ball. Again, we don't have these results right in front of us, so we'll have to go off by the PA. 6th place, Ryan Ball of Loveland. Chris Johnson finished in 5th place. Or wait, gosh, 5th place. Or 6th place, I'm sorry. No, Dawson is over in 5th place. Now we have it in front of us so we can actually act like we know what we're talking about. But Chris Dawson, your 5th place finisher from Regis. Andrew Parker in 4th place, the senior from Highlands Ranch. In 3rd place, walking to the podium now, Andrew Torres, the senior from Ralston Valley. Dawson, Parker, and Torres all getting times considering or for consideration of All-American status. In lane, or the 2nd place finisher is Nathan Mueller, a sophomore from Highlands Ranch. His time of 4:34.47 earns him All-American status. He's a sophomore from Highlands Ranch. And Carter Griffin is your state champion in the 500 free, junior from Ponderosa. His time of 4:34.43 is also worthy of All-American status. So you have your top 5 swimmers in this event, either All-Americans or consideration for All-Americans based on their time. And again, Carter Griffin edging Nathan Mueller in the 500 free by 0.04 of a second. Team totals after 8 events, Regis easily in front at 243. Cherry Creek in second now at 121. Loveland making a push. They've moved into third at 112. Highlands Ranch in fourth at 100. In 5th place, Arapaho in 98 points. In 6th place, Chatfield with 76. In 7th place, Lewis Palmer at 68 points. In 8th place, Fairview with 59. In 9th place with Fossil Ridge is 52. And in 10th place, Heritage, the Eagles have 46 points. Now we move to another relay. Again, this is the 200-yard freestyle. So you'll have 4 swimmers. They'll go up and down the pool once and touch, and the next swimmer will get in the pool. Consolation championship race here. Fort Collins in lane 2, the team from Lewis Palmer in lane 3, Rampart in lane 4, Fossil Ridge in lane 5, Pooter in lane 6, Smoky Hill in lane 7. In lane 8 is Monarch. And right next to us here in lane 9, you can see on their hats the Liberty Lancers from the Colorado Springs region. Again, the consolation final here, the 200 freestyle relay. And again, this first leg, swimmer will go up and down. He'll touch the wall, and the next one will jump in. So this is a sprint of 4 different individuals. Your state record time of 1:24.76. None of this group, of course, came close last night in the prelims. Best qualifying time was Fossil Ridge at 1:30.10, 1:30.10. They are in lane 5, of course. Touching first is lane 5. That's Fossil Ridge, the only team below 23 seconds. They hit it at 22.77. It's the second of 4 legs here of the 200 relay freestyle. Very tight. Looks like lane 7 has the lead now, 45.10 at the halfway point. That is Smoky Hill. Third leg coming to a close here, and then we'll get to the anchors into the pool. Lane 7 has opened up a nice lead at 1:07.57. That again is Smoky Hill. Next in line, 1:08.34 in lane 8. That is Monarch. So here are your anchors. These are the speed guys to bring it home in the consolation finals of the 200 free. Looks like your winner's going to be here in lane 7. 1:29.67. That is Smoky Hill. The Buffaloes are your consolation champions of the 200 freestyle. In second in lane 6 is Pooter at 1:30.24. Your third place team, lane 8 at 1:30.70. That is the Coyotes from Monarch. So usually you get your top finishers in lane 5 or 4, and here we get them in lane 6, 7, and 8. Lane 7, Smoky Hill, is your consolation winners of the 200 free. Now we'll have 3, 6, 8, 32 swimmers march in for the finals of the 200 freestyle relay championship side. Again, these are your top 8 teams as far as qualifying in the prelims last night. First up will be Castleview. They will be in lane 2. Their time was 1:28.54. In lane 3 will be Fairview. Their prelim time 1:27.87. Cherry Creek is in lane 4. They had a qualifying time of 1:27.02. Your top qualifying group was Regis. Raiders will be in lane 5. They combined for a 1:25.15 in the prelims last night. Arapahoe's in lane 6, second best qualifier at 1:26.95. Littleton's in lane 7, 1:27.76. Loveland in lane 8, 1:27.91. Chatfield rounds out your competitors here. Chargers, 1:28.83, their qualifying time. They are in lane 9. Your state record is 1:24.76, set by the Regis Raiders a little while ago, 1994. This year's version, the 2012 Raiders, they turned in a prelim time of 1:25.15, so they have a shot of knocking off the state record here. And they were about 0.4 of a second away from it last night. Big difference from prelims to finals as far as putting out all effort. Teams have to reach a time of 1:25.51 to reach All-American status, 126.90 to be considered for All-American status. Again, Regis in lane 5 had a time of 125.15. Arapahoe next in line in lane 6 at 126.95. All other teams above 127. And we're ready to go. First of 4 legs here, the 200 free relay. Just a mad sprint to the far wall. They'll flip and make the turn back, touch the wall. The second leg will get into the pool here. Again, this is the 200 freestyle relay, event 9 of 12. It's like lane 5 as expected. Regis will be the first to touch. Only, well, 2 teams under 22. Regis in lane 5 at 21.49 and Arapahoe in lane 6 at 21.87. So as expected, our top 2 qualifiers hit the wall first here on the first leg. Leg 2 quickly coming to a close here. Still looks like Regis, but the gap is narrow. That's very tight between lane 5 and 6. Separated by a 1/10 of a second. Regis 43.03, Arapahoe 43.13. In lane 4's Cherry Creek. They currently hold third. Third leg. This will be too tight to tell really just by the naked eye almost. As you got 3 lanes just bam right to the wall. 104.89. Boy, first and second separated by a 100th of a point. Regis narrowly leading Arapahoe. Regis had a better time by almost 2 seconds last night in the prelims. Maybe here's why. Your 4th leg. Regis will win this event in lane 5. And I'm not sure Cherry Creek got the second. They did. And Arapahoe fell to 3rd. So Regis will add to their team title with the team championship here at the 200 freestyle. Regis with a time of 125.53. That did not get to state record. In fact, it was slower than their prelim time last night, which is unusual. In second place, Cherry Creek, as we mentioned, they had a time of 1.2614. And in lane 6, Arapahoe was third at 126.37. That was one of our more competitive races of the night. The 200 free championship goes to Regis, followed by Arapahoe and then Cherry Creek. 4th place was Fairview. 5th place, Loveland. And rounding out your top 6, Littleton. We'll move to the 100-yard backstroke where we'll get a chance to watch Darrell Turner again from Cherry Creek. He set a state record in that event last night as well. He's already won 2 gold medals today, 1 in a relay. He also won the 100 free. And we're waiting for the results from CHSAA to make it official, but they go by the board as well. And you've got a mass of bodies over there on the far side as you have your relay awards. Need a little bigger podium. So as they award the medals for the 200 freestyle relay, I do want to go back. We haven't given as much attention to the diving competition as we have swimming. So let's recap your top 5 divers from today. Their finals wrapped up about an hour ago. Kyle Goodwin, the freshman for Regis, won this thing pretty easily with a score of 533.25. 533 points was much better, 47 points better than the second place finisher, Matt Mauser, a sophomore from Regis, who closed at 486.60. Adam LeBlanc, a freshman from Arapahoe, was third diver at 478.55. Trent Kinval from Stanley Lake was 4th. Andrew Hall of Denver East was 5th. And Dion Ayala, a senior from right here in Fort Collins, was your 6th place finisher. So again, those were the diving results from earlier today. We were unable to bring you the prelims of those events earlier, but again, we brought you the finals. You'll be able to see them on demand as part of our coverage here on CHSAA.tv. Let's go through the results here of the 200 freestyle relay, the race you just saw. Let's go through it top to bottom. Regis, your champion. Their competitors were Ben Fry, Zach Suter, Grayson Magruder, and Clark Smith. They combined for a time of 125.53. That will earn them consideration for All-American status. They missed All-American status by just 200ths of a second. Cherry Creek was second. The team of John Mattern, Jake Markham, Sasha Rogachevsky, and Andrew Barron finished second for the Bruins with a time of 126.14. They too get All-American consideration, as does Arapahoe, your third place team of Logan Legacy, Kyle Hinchell, Mitchell Carley, and Aaron Avery. Again, their time of 126.37. Fairview finished fourth. In fifth was Loveland, Littleton sixth, Castleview Douglas County in seventh, and Chatfield finished eighth there in your championship swim at 200 yards in the freestyle relay. Team-wise, again, Regis pushing 300 points. Raiders now have 283. Cherry Creek is in second place at 155. Loveland a strong showing in third. They have 140 points. Arapahoe's in fourth with 130, and Highlands Ranch rounds out your top five at 100. Chatfield pushing to get into the top five. The Chargers have 98. But again, Regis is going to be your champion, as we have just 3 events left. The most points you can score, I believe, is 60. Well, you could have more than one competitor, so I guess somebody could feasibly catch them, but not realistically. Cherry Creek, though, has just a 15-point edge on Loveland in the race for second. Arapahoe just 25 points back of second. The Warriors sit in fourth. So again, we're awarding the relay championship team climbing to the podium there. That is the Regis Raiders, their time of 125.53. And almost more difficult than winning the race is trying to find space on the podium there with all the relay teams. Okay, so now we will move to the 100 backstroke. And this will be your consolation final to begin. Again, these are competitors 9 through 16 from the preliminary round. Garrett Suter is in lane 2, the freshman from Regis. Max Holter, the freshman from Fort Collins, in lane 3. Sam Urban, a senior from Regis, in lane 4. Chris McMahon is a sophomore from Highlands Ranch. He's in lane 5. Lane 6 goes to Austin Phillips, a sophomore from Regis. TJ Condi is in lane 7, a sophomore from Cherokee Trail. Christian Filer is in lane 8, a freshman from Boulder. And Grant Olson Stavrakis is a junior from Columbine. He is next to us here in lane 9. Again, this is the consolation final at 100 backstroke. We have this event, we have the 100-yard breaststroke, and then the 400-yard freestyle relay. And the 2012 Swimming and Diving Championships here for Class 5A will be in the books. Again, you can watch it live with us here now, CHSAA TV, or you can see it on demand. We'll archive this on the same website at chsaa.tv for your viewing pleasure after the fact. So again, the backstroke, they get in the pool to start. And again, we'll be quiet for the start. .100 yards on the backstroke, consolation final. So again, 2 trips up and down the pool. And very tight here through the first half of this race. Looks like what, lane 4 may touch first there. Looks to be the case. 25.69 the time for Sam Urban, the senior from Regis. He's your leader at the midway point. He'll make the final turn and head toward the finish here. Consolation final of the 100-yard backstroke. This will be a very tight race here. Maybe lane 4 with the win. Yes, 53.57. Sam Urban, the senior from Regis, wins the consolation title here at the 100-yard backstroke. In second place, lane 5, 53.90. That's Chris McMahon, the sophomore from Highlands Ranch. In third, lane 6, Austin Phillips, the sophomore from Regis, at 53.95. Again, that's the consolation final of the 100-yard backstroke. Now we move to the competitors marching in for the championship race of the 100 backstroke. Leading them in will be in lane 2. That's Andrew Parker, a senior out of Highlands Ranch. His qualifying time is at 52.24. Austin Lehman is in lane 3, a senior from Chatfield. 51.42 his time in prelims. Ryan Arata in lane 4, a senior from Lewis Palmer. His qualifying time was third best at 50.48. Daryl Turner, a junior from Cherry Creek, now holds the state record in this event after last night's swim of 48.22 in the prelims. He's the favorite. His time is over 2.2 seconds better than any other qualifier. Hennessy Stewart is in lane 6, the sophomore from Regis. His time is at 50.47. Nolan Tassone, he won a gold medal earlier today. Senior out of Pomona, 51.28, his qualifying time. Ryan Ball is a sophomore from Loveland. He's in lane 8, 52.01, his qualifying time. And our final competitor is Jake Thielen, the senior from Fossil Ridge. He has a time of 52.96 in the qualifying round. But again, let's watch the middle of the pool. Lane 5, Daryl Turner. He has already medaled in the 100 free, and then he led off the day. He was the first swimmer of the 200-yard medley relay. He did the backstroke there as well for Cherry Creek as they won that event. Nolan Tassone, I mentioned him in this race. He won the 200-yard individual medley relay for Pomona earlier in the day. So we have some talented swimmers. When you get to individual races and, of course, relays, you have a chance for multiple medals. Daryl Turner going for his third medal, gold medal today. Again, he set a state record in this race last night at 48.22. To get All-American status, you have to reach 50.55. He'll easily get there. We could have a couple of other swimmers in this event as well. Consideration for All-American time, 51.78. We could have several get to that level according to their prelim times. And we're underway at the 100-yard backstroke. Again, Daryl Turner in lane 5 is the racer to watch here. His time of 48.22 in the prelims last night, 2 1/4 seconds better than the next best qualifier, which is Hennessy Stewart, the sophomore from Regis, in lane 6. Again, 100 yards, so 4 laps of the pool. Turner pops up. He's already got almost a full body length lead as he hits the halfway point at 23.54. 24.63 is our next best time. That belongs to Ryan Arata, the senior from Lewis Palmer, but Turner built up over a second lead on the first trip up and down the pool. Look at him pop up well ahead of all the other swimmers. So again, Daryl Turner, just a matter of see if he can better his time of 48.22 from last night. He hits the ball and he did it. He set a new record again. Let's see who finishes second. That'll be Ryan Arata, the senior from Lewis Palmer. Turner did it again, another state record at 48.18. He bests his time from last night by 0.04 of a second, so we'll change the record book again. Turner grabs his third gold medal of the afternoon. Ryan Arata, the senior from Lewis Palmer, is in second. As you can see, a time of 50.89. Lane 7, Nolan Tassone, the senior from Pomona, grabs the third place medal, a time of 50.99. In fourth place, Hennessy Stewart from Regis, and in fifth place, we go over to lane 2. That's Andrew Parker, the senior from Highlands Ranch, but Daryl Turner, huge effort again. 48.18, his time sets a new state record that he set just last night in the preliminary rounds. But show you the depth of the field. You have 5 swimmers that will get consideration for All-American status in this race. 50.55 is the time to earn All-American status. So we won't have any of those except for Turner, but 4 others will get consideration for All-American status. Next up will be the 100-yard breaststroke, so we only have 4 swims remaining here at the 5A State Swimming Championships, Swimming and Diving Championships. Again, we're at the Epic in Fort Collins. So here are our results for the 100-yard backstroke. In 8th place, Jake Thielen, the senior from Fossil Ridge, time of 53.44. I think they'll start marching in with the top 7. Jake Thielen is walking up there. So he is your 8th place finisher at 53.44. Seventh place will be Austin Lehman, the senior from Chatfield, with a time of 52.46. Ryan Ball, the sophomore from Loveland, is your 6th place finisher. His time at 51.90. In 5th place, Andrew Parker from Highlands Ranch. He's a senior, 51.35 his time. That earns him consideration for All-American. Next on the board will be Hennessy Stewart, a sophomore out of Regis. His time of 51.31 will also earn him consideration for All-American status. Your 3rd place swimmer right there is Hennessy Stewart, but Nolan Tassone is a senior out of Pomona. And he won a gold medal, as we said earlier today. He finishes 3rd in this event with a time of 50.99. That too earns him consideration for All-American status. Tassone coming into your picture there. Ryan Arata is your 2nd place finisher, your silver medalist, the senior out of Lewis Palmer. His finals time of 50.89 gets him 2nd place and All-American consideration. And then again, Darrell Turner will be your champion once again, his 3rd gold medal of the afternoon. The junior from Cherry Creek has just had a tremendous race or an event. His time of 48.18 sets a new state record for the 2nd time in 2 days. Darrell Turner, the junior out of Cherry Creek. And man, he can swim. He's easily the most dominant backstroker here. And he also has a state record in the free on the 100 meters as well. His time again, 48.18, obviously earns him All-American status. He beat that mark by almost 3 seconds as he wins going away. Team-wise, Regis still in 1st through 10 events, 315 points. Cherry Creek in 2nd, 175. Loveland in 3rd at 153. Arapahoe in 4th at 130. Highlands Ranch has 121 in 5th. Chatfield's in 6th. They have 110 points. Again, that is through 10 events. Let's move to the 100-yard breaststroke, the breaststroke. These are the consolation finalists. Quinlan Stewart, a freshman at Regis, in lane 2. Colin Brown, senior from Fairview, in lane 3. Mason Markle, a junior from Smoky Hill, in lane 4. Craig Odell, a senior from Lakewood, in lane 5. Andrew Hanna, senior from Regis, in lane 6. Jesse Sukamel, a sophomore from Regis, in lane 7. Matthew Sema, freshman from Pooter, in lane 8. Evan Kober, a junior from Fairview, is in lane 9. And as you can see on your screen there, consolation finals, 100 breaststroke. Go! 100-yard breaststroke, consolation final. Again, 2 trips up and down the pool. Your best qualifier here is in lane 5, Craig Odell, senior out of Lakewood. His time of 1 minute flat, .56. And right behind him, Andrew Hanna, about 24 hundredths of a second back and 2,500 seconds of a back. Mason Markle, the junior from Smoky Hill. So, it could be a 3-man race here. Lanes 4, 5, and 6, but again, very tightly bunched there at the turn. 28.39, your best effort halfway through. That's Andrew Hanna in lane 6, senior out of Regis. They'll make the turn and they'll push toward the finish line here of this 100-yard breaststroke. Consolation final. The winner here will basically end up 9th in state. Looks like lane 5 is going to win, followed by lane 4, then lane 6. Lane 5 is your winner. That is Craig Odell, the senior from Lakewood. Turned in a time of 1 minute, .31 in second. is Mason Markle, the junior from Smoky Hill, at 1 minute .92. And in third place is lane 6. That's Andrew Hanna, the senior out of Regis. His time at 101.39. So Odell finishes 9th overall, Markle 10th, and Hanna 11th as they finish 1, 2, 3 in the consolation final. We're waiting for the music to start the march in of the championship finalists for the 100-yard breaststroke. There we go. Leading them in will be the competitor in lane 2. That is Jesse Ireland, a senior out of Heritage. His qualifying time was 1 minute .31. Tim Smith from Regis, a junior, will be in lane 3. He has 1 minute .19 his qualifying time. John Mattern, the junior from Cherry Creek, is in lane 4. His qualifying time was 59 flat. Nick Hatanaka, a junior from Loveland, is your top qualifier. He's in lane 5, 57.34. Stephen Holliday's in lane 6, the senior from Smoky Hill, swam at 58.25 in the prelims last night. Zach Ballin, the senior from Cherry Creek, he's won a gold medal in a relay today. He's in lane 7. His qualifying time was 59.54. Alex Tooley is a senior from Fossil Ridge. He qualified at 1 minute .30. And Eric Ung will be in lane 9 from Stanley Lake. 1 minute .44 is his qualifying time. Now your state record was set a few years ago, 1997. Dave Denniston still holds it, 54.69. And based on the qualifying times, I'm not sure anybody will get close to that. 56.65 is the 5A state record. That was set in 2004 by Kyle Miranda. And again, we have an outside shot to get there. All-American status needs a time of 57.32. Consideration for All-American. Swimmer must finish at 58.40. Okay, championship final here of the 100-yard breaststroke, our second to final event. Swimmers are in the pool. Again, your top qualifier here. It's in lane 5, Nick Hatanaka, the junior out of Loveland. His qualifying time was at 57.34. That was not quite a second better than Stephen Holliday, the junior from Smoky Hill, next to him in lane 6. Again, they'll hit the wall here. This will be the halfway point of this 100-yard breaststroke. Lane 5 will have the lead. That is Hatanaka, 26.60. Lane 6, check that. Lane 7 is your second best swimmer. That's Zach Ballin, the senior from Cherry Creek, at 27.25. Make the turn, pop up out of the water, and again, Nick Hatanaka continues to have the lead here. He's in lane 5, very comfortable lead. He's going to easily swim to this title by almost 2 body lengths. 56.62 is your time for state champion Nick Hatanaka from Loveland, the junior. That's actually a new 5A state record as he beat that by 0.03 of a second. So that's a new 5A record for Nick Hatanaka, the junior out of Loveland. Finishing in second was lane 7. That's Zach Ballin, the senior from Cherry Creek, at 58.95. Lane 6 earned third place with a time of 59.03. That is Stephen Holliday, the junior. Make that a senior from Smoky Hill. Fourth place finisher was from lane 8. That's Alex Tooley, the senior from Fossil Ridge. And rounding out your top 4, John Mattern, the junior from Cherry Creek, in lane 4. He swam a time of 59.54. So that is your championship race of the 100-yard breaststroke. We will move to the 400-yard freestyle relay, and this is our final event of a very fast-moving state championship day here at 5A Swimming. We got things started at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Regis will win the state championship going away. It'll be their 18th team title in the last 19 years. There's a solid race for second, third, fourth, and fifth. Right now, Cherry Creek holds second place. But we'll wait to get the updated scores from the 11th event that just wrapped up. Well, let's give you the team titles or team numbers here. 341 points have been amassed by Regis. Raiders, as expected, outdistancing everybody. Cherry Creek maintains second place. Bruins have 206 points. Indians of Loveland are in third at 173. Arapahoe's in fourth at 130. Highlands Ranch is in fifth. Falcons have 121 points. Chatfield with 110. Lewis Palmer in seventh. They have 96. Fairview's in eighth with 94. And Fossil Ridge is in ninth with 84 points. Smoky Hill and Castleview Douglas County both tied with 61 points in 10th place. So Cherry Creek right now has clinched second place because this next event is a relay. And they're 23, 27, 33 points up on third place. So your top three spots have been solidified here. Regis will finish first. Cherry Creek will be number two. And Loveland will be third in the team race regardless of how these relays finish. They're handing out awards here. We pick it up with the fifth place finisher, John Mattern, the junior from Cherry Creek, coming into your screen. His time of 59.54. Fourth place swimmer is Alex Tooley. He just got there quickly. He's the senior from Fossil Ridge. His time of 59.08. Stephen Holliday, a senior from Smoky Hill, is your third place finisher. He's at 59.03. He's into your screen there. Your second place swimmer is Zach Ballin, a senior out of Cherry Creek. He finishes up his high school career. I'm not sure, he might be in the relay next maybe. But Ballin again with a time of 58.95. And Nick Hatanaka, the junior from Loveland, his time of 56.62, wins this race and also sets a new 5A state record for the junior from Loveland as he takes home the gold medal here in the 100-yard breaststroke. So we have one more event here, and that is the 400-yard freestyle relay. We will have the consolation final and then the championship final, and our racing will be complete, and then we will hand out team awards and I'm guessing best individual competitor, and I already know who that's going to be. But your 400 freestyle relay consolation finals. Have our swimmers ready to the right of us. They have yet to march out. Here we go. So in lane two, again, consolation finals of the 400-yard freestyle. Ralston Valley will be in lane two. Heritage is in lane three. Ponderosa in lane four. In lane five, the Sabercats of Fossil Ridge. They had the best qualifying time, the ninth best qualifying time, 3:14.98. Castleview will be in lane six. Pooter is in lane seven. Boulder will take part in lane eight. And Chatfield will be your team closest to you on your screen. Chargers are in lane nine. Again, this is the consolation final of the 400-yard freestyle relay. These are qualifiers 9 through 16 from Friday. So the winner will basically finish ninth in state. So swimmers will get in the ready position, and we're about underway here for our final two swims of the day. And again, this is the 400 free consolation finals, as you see there. And swimmers will be up and down the pool twice, and then the next swimmer will jump in 4 legs. Right now, lane 6 has the lead. Halfway point of this first leg, a time of 22.94 rather. 22.94 for the lead leg in lane 6, which is Castleview. I think they're the SaberCats too. I'm going off memory here. I think we have 2 sets of SaberCats swimming side by side in lane 5 and lane 6. Lane 6, Castleview hits the wall first. 48.02 is their split time. Lane 5, Fossil Ridge next at 48.99. Correction, lane 8 is in second place. That's Boulder, then Fossil Ridge. So Castleview 1, Boulder 2, Fossil Ridge 3 after the first split. And Boulder's moved into first here with this leg. Their swimmer has to go back and down, though, to finish up his leg. Made the turn at 1:11.42 there. This will finish up leg 2 here as we hit the start-finish line. And lane 8 continues to lead. Boulder's opened up a very nice lead here. Panthers with a time of 1:36.55. That's almost 2 seconds better than Castleview. Make that Fossil Ridge. Fossil Ridge in second. They're in lane 5. This is our third leg. One of the few events we're getting wet on. And Boulder still has the lead, but it's been closed now by Castleview and Fossil Ridge. They're very tightly bunched for 2 and 3 there in the middle of the pool. Boulder still holding on, though, there in lane 8 at that touch of the wall. And they touch, spin back, and they'll come down to finish up the third leg, and then we'll get our fourth swimmers, the anchor legs, into the pool. We've got lane 8 and 6 almost neck and neck there. They are separated by 24 hundredths of a second. Boulder still leading over Fossil Ridge, but barely, as we get our fourth and final swimmers into the pool. Now the middle of the pool is taken over. Swimmers lane 6 and 5. Castleview and Fossil Ridge 1-2 there. 2:50.07 for Castleview, 18 hundredths of a second ahead of Fossil Ridge. Final trip up and down for all these swimmers today. Consolation final of the 400-yard freestyle. Very tight in lane 6 and lane 5. It's like lane 6 has a slight advantage as we hit the wall, and I believe they will win it. Yes, 3:14.93 your time for Castleview, and the SaberCats from down south are your consolation champions of the 400-yard freestyle relay. Fossil Ridge in second place, 3:15.13 is their time. Third place goes to Pooter with a time of 3:17.66. So they're your top 3 finishers on the consolation side of the 400-yard freestyle relay. We get a little more music. That means a championship race is coming our way. This one, the final event of the day, 400-yard freestyle. Lane 2, I should say relay, 400-yard freestyle relay. Lane 2 is Littleton. They're your first 4 swimmers in the march in. Their qualifying time of 3:14.47. Loveland's in lane 3. They qualified at 3:13.42. Regis is in lane 4. Their time of 3:11.65 was the third best qualifying from prelims. Cherry Creek in the middle of the pool. Lane 5, 3:08.40. 3 seconds better than every other team qualifying. They'll be the favorites in lane 5. Highlands Ranch in lane 6, a time of 3:11.54. In lane 7 is Arapahoe. Their qualifying time of 3:12.16. Lewis Palmer's in lane 8. They qualified with a time of 3:13.75. And Fairview in lane 9 at 3:14.51. Yeah, Daryl Turner is in this one. You saw him walk by. He's pretty muscular as he come walking by. I'm guessing Turner will be, was he 4th in line for Cherry Creek? Was he 4th in line? Okay, don't know. So he'll either go first leg or 4th leg, I would think. But again, Cherry Creek in lane 5, 3:08.40 was their qualifying time. Next best was Highlands Ranch at 3:11.54. So you're talking a separation of a little over 3 seconds from first to second as far as qualifying time is concerned. And Daryl Turner, he swam the fourth leg in the prelims last night. So we're guessing he'll do the fourth leg again here this afternoon, and he'll get to bring it home most likely for his fourth gold medal. 2 is a relay possibly if he wins this one, and 2 individual awards. And swimmers come to the ready. 400-yard freestyle relay championship race. Littleton's in lane 2, Loveland lane 3, Regis in 4. In 5 is Cherry Creek, Highlands Ranch in 6, Arapahoe in lane 7, Lewis Palmer in lane 8, Fairview in lane 9. Again, each swimmer will do 4 laps, up and down twice. Looks like lane 4 is going to lead us to the wall here the first time, 22:84. That's a time for Regis. They're your leaders. Here's our first leg coming to a close here. Start-finish line. Our second swimmer will get in the pool once they touch. Looks like lane 7 is going to be your lead through the first leg, 47.14. That is Arapahoe. Cherry Creek remains your favorite. Again, their qualifying time from lane 5 was 3 seconds better than any other team. And are they leading now? Is that lane 4 still? 108.83. Lane 4 is Regis. Cherry Creek off the pace by about 3 seconds here. Lane 4 leads us to the wall, followed by lane 7. That is Regis, followed by Arapahoe. Regis with a time of 1:33.29, 1:34.50 for Arapahoe. They were 1-2 at the halfway point of the race. Third swimmers in the pool. 400-yard freestyle relay. And Cherry Creek again was heavily favored here, and they are well off the pace. They're about 2.5 seconds back of your leaders. That still continues to be Regis. They still have Turner, the anchor leg. Lane 4, Regis continues to swim very well. Now lane 5, Cherry Creek catching up. I believe they're in second. Regis at the turn was at 2:18.62. Cherry Creek 2:22.31, a separation of about 2.7 seconds. Let's see if Turner can track him down. Not sure who the fourth swimmer is for Regis, but he hits the wall first right there. Next comes Turner. He hits the wall. He's got a long way to go and only one more trip to get there. I don't think he's going to do it. So Regis might finish off this with a win and finish off another great day in the pool. He's catching him, but I don't know if he's got enough time. Look, yep, Regis is going to win this, followed by Cherry Creek. Regis with a time of 3:04.91. And that is a new state record by over a second. 3:04.91. In fact, the top 2 teams broke the state record. But it'll go to Regis. They win this race with a time of 3:04.91. Cherry Creek in second at 3:05.93. Turner shaved about 1.8 seconds off the lead. When he got in the pool, it was just too much to overcome. But Regis, a very strong team in their own right, they'll win the team title easily. And they win the 400-yard freestyle relay with a time of 3:04.91. Cherry Creek second at 3:05.93. Seventh place goes to Arapahoe at 3:09 even. In fourth place, Highlands Ranch, their time at 3:09.19. And in fifth place, we have Loveland with the time of 3:12.69. And that'll put the wraps on the competition here on the 5A Swimming and Diving Championships here on CHSAA.tv. We will wait for the results to come in officially. We'll watch the awards here of the last individuals, or this last event, and then we will likely end our broadcast. Again, it will be available for you on demand on CHSAA.tv at your convenience to watch it. In a good 2 day of racing, we set a new state record there. The time again was 3:04.91. The state record was at 3:06.04, set 2 years ago by Cherry Creek. So Regis beat that time. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. That's 3:06. We finished at 3:09. Oh, looking at the wrong board. Yep, 3:04.91. 3:04.91 is the time. That is a new state record for the Regis Raiders. Stop talking about it before we confuse people more. So we're doing awards now for the last event of the day, which we just wrapped up, the 400-yard freestyle. We'll be getting our awards here. And again, Regis is your champion of that last event. Raiders with a time of 3:04.91, setting a new state record. Cherry Creek in second place actually set a new state record as well, but obviously it will not count as they finished second in the race. Arapahoe was third. Their time of 3:09 will get consideration for All-American status, as will the fourth place group of Highlands Ranch. Their time of 3:09.19. Loveland finished fifth, Lewis Palmer sixth, Fairview seventh, and Littleton eighth. Regis, the foursome of Hennessy Stewart, Ben Fry, Clark Smith, and Eric Biernot. They were your champions. Cherry Creek, their group was Wyatt Orman, Jake Markham, Andrew Barron, and Darrell Turner. Third place group was Logan Legacy, Josh Schechter, Eric Kochlau, and Kyle Hinchell, as they take home the bronze medal. And that is the group walking out here to the podium at this time. Your third place team of Arapahoe. Second place team, again, Cherry Creek. Their time of 3:05.93 would have qualified, or would have set a new state record, but again, they were beaten today by the Regis Raiders, who swam a blistering pace of 3:04.91, beating the old mark of 3:06.04. Let's give you the team championships. Regis, again, your state champion. 18th time in 19 years Raiders have done so. 381 points they amassed today. Cherry Creek will finish second, the Bruins with 240 points. Loveland in third, 201 points. Arapahoe finished fourth at 162. Highlands Ranch in fifth at 151 points. Lewis Palmer in sixth with 122 points. Fairview ended up seventh on the day with 118 points. Chatfield in eighth at 112. In ninth place was Fossil Ridge at 98. And rounding out the top 10, the combined program of Castleview and Douglas County, 79 points for that group as they take home 10th place. Quickly, let's go through the results from all the events today. 200-yard medley relay just finished up, or check that. Okay, that was our first event of the day. Cherry Creek is your champion in the 200-yard medley relay. Regis second, Loveland third. 100-yard breaststroke, Nick Hatanaka of Loveland was your champ. Zach Ballard of Cherry Creek second, Stephen Holliday of Smoky Hill third. 100-yard backstroke, Darrell Turner, your champion, the junior from Cherry Creek. Ryan Arata, the senior from Lewis Palmer second. Nolan Tassone, the senior from Pomona, in third. 200 freestyle relay, Regis won the championship. Cherry Creek second, Arapahoe third. 500-yard freestyle, your champion was Carter Griffin, the junior out of Ponderosa. Nathan Mueller from Highlands Ranch was second. Andrew Torres of Ralston Valley was third. 100-yard freestyle, champion again Darrell Turner, junior from Cherry Creek. He was followed by Ben Fry of Regis in second. Tyler Hicks of Pooter was in third. 100-yard butterfly, Clark Smith, the junior from Regis, won the championship, followed by Ryan Arata of Lewis Palmer and David Frazier of Highlands Ranch. The 500-yard freestyle, or 50-yard freestyle rather, 50-yard freestyle, Ben Fry of Regis won the event. Joey Hinton of Heritage was second. Bryce Carter of Chatfield was third. 200-yard individual medley, Nolan Tassone of Pomona was first. Alex Tooley of Fossil Ridge ended up second. Pat Jones, the junior from Loveland, was third. 200 freestyle went to Carter Griffin, the junior from Ponderosa, was your state champion. Tyler Hicks, the senior from Pooter, was second, and Nathan Mueller from Highlands Ranch ended up third. And in diving from this afternoon, Kyle Goodwin, a freshman out of Regis, is your state champion in the 1 meter competition. 533 and a quarter points to easily outdistance Matt Mauser. Sophomore from Regis finished second. Adam LeBlanc, the freshman from Arapahoe, was third. Trent Kimball of Stanley Lake and Andrew Hall of Denver East finished fourth and fifth, respectively. That will put the wraps on our program here tonight. Thank you for joining us here on CHSAA.tv. Jeremy Weathers, our camera operator for the two-day event. We appreciate his work. Lexi Schaefer running graphics. I'm Kevin Schaefer. Thanks for joining us here from the 5A Swimming and Diving Championships in Fort Collins on CHSAA.tv.